a voice so powerful it could make a room sit up straight, cry politely, then completely blubber 5 minutes later. Welcome to Music Storytime, where we gently kidnap your algorithm and introduce it to better taste in music. Enjoy the background music in the free usage playlist, you dirty scoundrels. Now continuing today's focus music band, Mahalia Jackson. That is Mahalia Jackson territory. Stay with this, because this story has gospel fire, civil rights gravity, and songs that do not merely arrive. They enter like weather with purpose. Mahalia Jackson did not sing like someone hoping to impress you. She sang like she already knew the road was hard and had brought enough strength for everyone in the building. Born in New Orleans and rising to greatness in Chicago, she became the queen of gospel without sanding down the church-rooted force at the center of her voice. That is part of what makes her so fascinating. Plenty of singers can sound big. Mahalia Jackson sounded necessary. Start with Move On Up a Little Higher, because this is the staircase song, the one that helped turn her into a national phenomenon. You can hear why almost immediately. The performance does not rush. It climbs. It gathers power in a way that feels less like ordinary showmanship and more like lift, like the room is being slowly persuaded to rise with her. If you want to understand why gospel could explode far beyond church walls, this is one of the best songs to check out. It has conviction, patience, and a title that feels like a whole sermon packed into a handful of words. Then there is Take My Hand, Precious Lord, which may be one of the greatest examples of Mahalia Jackson doing what she did better than almost anyone, turning grief into dignity without draining it of pain. This is not a small song, even when it sounds gentle. It holds sorrow with both hands and somehow makes it bearable. That is the miracle in her phrasing. She could stretch a line until it felt like shelter. If Move On Up a Little Higher is the ascent, Take My Hand, Precious Lord is the place where the climbing stops long enough for someone to catch their breath. And then How I Got Over, which is all testimony, backbone, and radiant force. This is where Mahalia Jackson sounds not just comforting, but triumphant. The title matters because she makes it feel earned. Not decorative, not ceremonial, earned. You can hear struggle in it, but you can also hear what came after the struggle, which is part of why the song became so powerful in public life and in the civil rights era. It is one of those performances where the words arrive already carrying history on their shoulders. One of the most remarkable things about Mahalia Jackson is that she turned down easy detours into secular pop money because she wanted to stay rooted in gospel. That is a wild and wonderful career choice when you think about how huge she became anyway. She did not need to bend the center of herself to reach the world. She made the world come closer to where she already stood. There is something almost electrically stubborn about that. And then there is the civil rights connection, which gives her story even more force. Mahalia Jackson was not just a great singer floating above history in a halo of applause. She was in it. Her voice did not merely soundtrack important moments. It helped give them moral weight. That is a very rare kind of artistic power. So when you line up Move On Up a Little Higher, Take My Hand, Precious Lord, and How I Got Over, you get three perfect angles on Mahalia Jackson. One rises, one consoles, one overcomes. Together they show a singer who could turn faith into architecture, pain into strength, and a single note into something so full of fire and mercy that even silence has to stand there and listen.